How's it going, Good Vibe Tribe? It's Alyse here, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a retreat-focused Q&A video. So I have a document full of your questions. I posted in a couple of places, I think on Instagram, asking what your questions are, and also have just pulled from random places because I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys about retreats. So I figured I would just run through them. This is all super raw, uncut, unplanned. I just have questions. I am going to give you my first response answer, and without further ado, let's jump right in. So the very first question is, what is a retreat? Why did you start holding them? So a retreat is a 5 to 6 day experience here on the big island of Hawaii, which is the island that I am living on. And it's a time and a place for people around the world to come together and to unite and to experience so much in 1 week, honestly. There is movement classes on a daily basis. There's yoga, body weight exercises. We go to something called ecstatic dance. There are 3 healthy plant-based meals provided every single day. There are workshops almost every day of the retreat in the form of group discussions and answering really thought-provoking questions. And in that space, everybody bonds, and it's so beautiful. It's like a space for you to feel safe and to express things that you might not have expressed before, or that you feel limited talking to your friends and family about. We also go on adventures around the island. We go to black sand beaches, green sand beaches, white sand beaches, hiking around a crater, waterfall hikes, nighttime farmers market, daytime farmers market, so many different things here on the big island to do, and we dive into a lot of them. So we normally have like 1 main adventure each day of the retreat. So yeah, that was kind of a mouthful, but there is really truly a lot encompassed in 1 retreat. So the second part of that question is, why did I start holding them? And I originally started holding retreats because I was so interested in what the process was like, so interested in what that experience would feel like hosting a retreat, like going through the motions, learning how to do it, and of course, meeting people who tune into my videos or tune into Raw Alignment, and meeting people who want to have this experience and spending a whole week with them, guiding them, helping them grow, helping them really align with their most authentic and vibrant self. So I just had interest in trying something new, and I really had interest in meeting people face to face, and it's so much more special and sacred than receiving a comment online, which is still so special, but it's so, I can't, like, words cannot describe how incredible it is to spend a full week with you guys. So the next question is, what is the main focus of the retreats? And I feel like I kind of touched on this in the first question, where I shared like everything that it involves. But the main focus of the retreat is really to help people realign or align for the first time ever. A lot of the people who left our most recent retreat said that they felt like it was such a reset for them. It was a time for them to come and reconnect with themselves, what their goals are, what their priorities are, and really to cultivate that motivation and that intrinsic desire to care for themselves or to reset something in their life. And I would say that's pretty accurate. For me, the main focus is making sure that every single person who attends the retreat feels safe and feels comfortable being their authentic self and sharing. And it's really kind of cool. There were quite a few people who attended our recent retreat who struggled with anxiety, especially with speaking to groups of people or just like speaking in general about their feelings and emotions. And like these ladies who said that this was something they really struggled with, they literally didn't struggle with it in the space of the retreat, which is so special for me to hear, because that means that my main focus is being accomplished. Another thing that I like to provide when hosting these retreats is the openness that each attendee can have a different focus for their experience at the retreat, which is really unique, and it provides such a special dynamic where people can learn from each other and grow with each other. So yeah, it's a good time. The next question is, what is my favorite part of holding retreats? I feel like it's hard for me to answer these questions with just like one answer, because there's so much goodness about it. As I said earlier, I love getting to meet you in person and spend an entire week with you. It's really, really special for me, and I feel like it it fuels my fire, it ignites my fire and motivates me and inspires me. It's also really special to watch people's transformations. As I was saying earlier, like people who experience symptoms of anxiety, public speaking, or speaking just in general, like seeing that transformation with people is really insane and special, and like I can't like describe how cool that is. What else do I like? I would say the group discussions, the workshops are my sweet spot, my favorite spot where I come alive. I feel like Addison takes on more of like the adventurer role and like guiding that, facilitating that, and same with our volunteers, our helpers, our staff at the retreat. But my sweet spot is definitely the group discussions. I love, love, love to see and hear people share things that have just been like underneath the surface that they haven't been expressing, and the result that that provides them with, the benefit of sharing those things that have just been like locked away is definitely my favorite part. The next question is, would a retreat be helpful if I'm unclear on my vision? Yes, absolutely. This retreat is for anybody. It's not just for one type of person who has a clear vision on what they want to do. There are so many attendees who do come clear on their vision, and there are so many attendees who come completely unclear on their vision, and there's so much growth and transformation that takes place at these retreats with every single person who attends, and even the staff and me and Addison. Like there's so much to learn and to grow from, like when connecting with each other, that I would say that is such a special part. If you are unclear of your vision, it's such a sweet area to connect with people who could provide inspiration, motivation, and clarity for you. The next question is, what is the average age of folks on the retreat, and is there an age requirement? Really good question. I want to say the average age of people on the retreat is probably around 24 years old. There's been a handful of people who have attended who were 19, 20, in the young 20s, and then there have been a couple of women who are in their 30s, and I want to say 40s as well. So that's kind of the range, but there's no like upper limit, and then the lower limit is 16 years old, and if you're 16 or 17, then you just need to have a waiver signed by your parent or guardian. So yeah, the next question is, do you stay in touch with retreat attendees? Yes, I do. Every single retreat that has finished, there has been a Facebook group created for everybody who attended the retreat and myself to be a part of, and everybody stays in contact in that group, and then also people tend to get each other's numbers at the retreat, and everybody stays connected. But yes, I am active in all of the Facebook groups of past retreats that have happened. I'm not like in there every single day because I have a crazy amount of things that I'm doing in life, but I am active in there. I check in with people, make sure everybody's doing well. When people post things, I always like read them and like or comment or just show my presence and share my love even if I'm not commenting. So yes, short answer is yes. Okay, the next question is, do you consider non-vegan/vegetarians taking part in the retreat, and do you allow people who are new to the vegan lifestyle? Yes, yes, and yes. I have no requirements when it comes to your diet at all. I have a question on the application that asks what your diet is, and that is primarily and really only to help accommodate anybody and everybody. So the short answer to that question is yes, I accept anybody, no matter what your diet is, as long as you are willing to eat plant-based for the time that you are at the retreat. And yeah, that is my short answer. I am not judgmental about diet at all. If anything, I am so excited to welcome people who are not vegan into the retreat and allow them to try new things. So the next question is, what is the daily retreat schedule like? What are some of the activities offered to us? Okay, so I do have a video from one of my past retreats, kind of like a recap video. I somehow lost all of the footage from the recent group retreat. I'm not gonna talk about it, kind of broke my heart, and yeah, so I'm gonna put the link to the video that I'm referring to from a previous retreat, kind of like a recap, day in the life style video. But in regards to what activities are offered to you and what the schedule is like, normally at around 7 or 8 a.m. yoga is going to begin, or a body weight workout class, and then there will be breakfast served after that, smoothies or smoothie bowls or banana ice cream or pancakes we did last time, avocado toast, orange juice, like fresh local orange juice. And then after that, we will normally have a little, maybe like 30 minutes to an hour to just hang out, get ready for the day, and then we'll have our workshop, our group discussion, which normally will take between 1 and 3 hours, depending on what the topic is and how much people want to share. There's no like rush during that time, so I block out a good amount of time for the workshop. And then there's a little bit more time to chill and get ready and connect or journal or whatever, and then we will serve lunch, or we will leave for an adventure around the island, and then we'll have lunch wherever we are, and we'll be out for the main part of the day, depending on what the adventure is and how close it is to the retreat center. Then we'll come back for dinner and sometimes have like an evening adventure, which could be like a nighttime farmer's market or ecstatic dance, or like a guided meditation experience. That's kind of like the typical day at the retreat. And what are some of the activities? I kind of ran through these already, so I'm not going to do so now. And next question is, where do the guests stay? Outside, a house, etc. So at the retreat center that I have been hosting retreats at, it's really cool. There's like one main house, which a couple of the guests will stay in that house, along with myself, Addison, and our staff members will stay in that main home, and that's where the kitchen is, the area that we're eating, the yoga room, and then there are 4 little cottages which have their own little kitchenette, bathroom, and 2 bedrooms in each little cottage. So that is where the majority of the guests will stay. It's really such a beautiful area, and I have been exploring different retreat centers on a different side of the island, and I have actually reserved one for the end of July, and it's going to hold a little bit more people, and it's set up in a really, it's so freaking cool. I'm not going to share photos in this video, but I'm going to be working on putting together the informational page for that upcoming retreat really soon, so stay tuned for that. The next question is, how much do the retreats cost? And can you provide a breakdown of the cost? Yes, absolutely. So the retreats range between $3,000 and $4,000 depending on the accommodation that you choose. So if you're going to have a private room and a king bed, that's going to be the top of the line, the most expensive. Or if you're going to choose a shared room and a shared bed or a single bed, or sometimes I do offer camping options, so that is going to be at the lower side of the end, which actually is normally lower than $3,000. So that's the range of how much they cost, and that's not including any discounts or anything. And then for the breakdown, the accommodations and the food for one person for the entire week is approximately $1,000. The supplies and experiences, so in that category would be like the body care products that we provide. I provide the shampoo and conditioner and like body care things that I use and recommend. I get tons of those for the retreat. And then also snorkel gear, towels, gift bags that we provide everyone with, and experiences like ecstatic dance costs per person who is attending. And then also when we have like dinner in downtown, I cover all of that. So the supplies and experiences is approximately $300 to $400 per person. And then transportation is around $200 to $300 per person. That's the rental vehicles, the vans that we rent for the week to bring everybody, around 15 to, at future retreats, will be around 30 people. So renting those vehicles and the gas for the week. And then the last category, the breakdown for the expenses, is for paying the staff for the retreat. So that's Addison, who's helping out and facilitating everything. That's all of our helpers in the kitchen who are preparing the meals for you and keeping the laundry done, keeping everything organized and sweeping the floor, and like helping out with the yoga and the workout classes and some of the workshops and group discussions too. So that staff is $500 per person for the week. Like that would be coming out of your payment. So hopefully that clarifies for you, for anybody who is interested in the exact details. And then also, just to clarify, the remainder is honestly going towards a future Raw Alignment Retreat Center, and am I actually going to announce this? And a future Raw Alignment Festival, which is definitely a couple years out, along with the retreat center. But that is what I am doing with the money that I receive, is I am saving and I am investing into Raw Alignment. So you guys know I live a super minimalist lifestyle. I'm not like balling out with that money, but I'm saving it and investing it because I freaking love retreats. Like, retreats are my favorite, and I'm saving to create a retreat center because I think it'd be epic too. And then the very last question is, based on past retreats, what have attendees' feedback been? Really freaking positive. I so wish that I did not lose the footage from the most recent retreat, because we had some like tearjerker testimonials, but I might reach out to the ladies and see if they feel comfortable filming that again for me so that I can share it with you. But the responses have been so beautiful. But in general, the response has been that it's just been such a reset for people, and everybody has gained like a sisterhood from it, which is so special. I don't know why, but there's not that many guys that apply for my retreats. So the previous group retreat was all ladies, and everybody just became family, became a sisterhood within like a couple of days, and that was really special. And people have taken that home with them. Like, girls from previous retreats have gone to concerts with each other and like met up in different countries and visited each other and stay in touch, and it's really beautiful. Trying to think of other specific feedback. Something I shared with you earlier was like people who struggle with depression or anxiety, or like just not feeling comfortable in social situations. Like, that was put at peace and that was at ease during the retreat, and people have been re-inspired to treat their bodies well, to change their diet slightly, to change their exercise routine, to change the way that they speak to themselves. That is huge. And the way that they express themselves. So many good things. So I think that wraps up this video, probably on the longer side, but for those of you who are highly interested in attending a retreat in the future, I'm so glad that I got the chance to respond to these questions for you. Yeah, and just so you know, all future retreat information, I'll be sending out emails letting you know when there are future retreats, but the easiest way that you can find out about retreats is probably to go to my website, raw-alignment.com, and click on the events tab on the main menu, and then you will see the retreat option, and that'll have all the details on current retreats that you can apply for. So that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you again so much for watching and tuning in. And if you have any questions that were not answered in this video that you're still wondering about, first check the retreat page and see if your questions are answered in that page, because there's a lot of information on there. And if they are not, then feel free to comment down below and I will try to respond to your questions. All right, I love you and I will see you soon.